You're tuned into Almost There, where we keep it real about the grind, the hustle, and everything in between. I'm your host, Stacee Rowland, and this is the spot for raw, unfiltered convos with people who are out here chasing goals, making moves, and figuring it out along the way. So whether you're close to that finish line or just getting started, making that big move for that new job, or honestly in search of some inspiration for that day-to-day grind, you came to the right place. So sit back, vibe with us, like and subscribe, and let's talk about what it really looks like to be almost there.
Welcome to another episode of Almost There, the podcast with me, your girl, your host, Stacee Rowland. This episode is different though, right? It's a little different. This is the birthday episode. For those of you who do not know, we are officially in Aries season, the best season, the only season that matters. Okay. And debatable is crazy. First of all, I don't know if y'all heard that like background noise, that individual that just wanted to interject for no reason. We haven't even got
Crazy.
yeah, crazy work for sure. We haven't even gotten to his piece, but it's okay. Anyways, yes, this is the birthday episode, okay? Listen, Drake came out with a song, and he came out with the song at the right time because it's for me. The song goes, "Who's calling my phone? Is it Stacey?" So, anyways, that's my birthday theme song, y'all. But yes, welcome to the birthday episode. Okay. I am joined by the one. Let me clear my throat. I am joined by the one, the only, the infamous, the oh so important, Carl Calloway. Welcome to the studio, Carl.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. And this episode is going to be different, guys. I am going to switch places with Carl this time. I don't know if y'all remember, but Carl is actually a throwback from season 1. And we decided to welcome him back to season 2 because some of y'all liked him. Why? I don't know, but he's here again. It's okay. I love him too. It's okay. We're all in this. I agree somewhat, about 30%. Carl's back and he will be interviewing me. He's actually taking control today. So, Carl, if this was your show, what would you name it?
If this was my show and I was interviewing you, or if it was my show in general,
If this was your show, what would you name it?
or In House Presents,
Period.
yeah, In House Presents,
Okay, so this is In-House Presents. What's the name of this episode? In-House Presents.
Aries' birthday,
Oh, period.
yeah,
In-House Presents Aries' birthday, and that's
yeah,
that's a very fitting title. So, welcome to Carl's episode. And before we get too far off base, we have a couple of traditions here on Almost There. The first being the proverb of the day, right? And
got you,
so, because it is the birthday episode, I think it makes so much sense for our proverb of the day to be Proverbs verse or chapter 9 verse 11, sorry, which is, "For through wisdom your days will be many and years will be added to your life." So that is Proverbs 9 verse 11. "For through wisdom your days will be many and years will be added to your life." And so when I think about that proverb, and like for me, why I feel like it made sense in terms of my life, I think about who I was before I turned 25 and who I was before we even hit 2024. I was like, I look back and I was like, I needed some work. You know what I mean? Like I was a mess. And not in the sense of like,
what what was going on?
I just I could have used a little bit more wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
So you weren't listening.
Carl, don't start.
I'm just asking a question. I'm being a good host right now. So
Yeah,
you weren't listening. Is
I
that
wasn't
that
listening.
was?
You're not wrong. See, Carl
Okay,
likes to also insinuate that I don't follow instructions, but that's
okay,
okay. And yeah, you see what he did there? Go ahead and clock that. But yeah, no, I was not. I was not listening. I was very much so like a big for the plot girly, and
type.
big. You know what I'm saying? And for at a certain point, doing it for the plot is not cute. I need us to realize that for the plot is code for self-destruction. No, let's be real. Like let's really talk about it. Because I feel like I was in a season of my life where I had really played a lot of things very safe. And
Got you.
I was just finding myself, but without direction. And I think when you're doing it without a sense of guidance and knowledge, you can end up in places that you have no business. You
Mm.
end up in like business endeavors, relationships, friendship circles, no matter like whatever the case is, right? I was ending up in places that I had no business in. But ultimately, I picked that proverb because I feel like as I've gotten older and as I'm getting into like this new year of my life, being 26, I feel like the person that I am now, and you talk to my bestie Brittany, you talk to my friend Versace, you talk to my friend Julie, you my parents, like the growth that I feel like you're growing when other people see it in you and then acknowledge it. And
That
for me, I feel like I've gotten a lot wiser. But yeah, Carl, what do you think about the proverb of the day?
I definitely think it's one that that people can definitely hold true to and take into their life and implement it within it. Just like you said, like some things don't always align how you want them to be. But at
Yeah,
the end of the day, as long as you reshift and acknowledge that, then you'll be fine.
I agree. And so then what are your thoughts on the for the plot saga of life?
For the plot, I mean, I haven't gotten into that phase of life yet.
You haven't done nothing for the plot?
For
Carl,
the
don't lie.
plot,
Carl.
sometimes I do stuff for the plot, but I don't go too far in the deep end where I can't, come back up.
For the plot is for the plot. It don't matter if you deep, if you 3 inches in the kiddie section, or if you all the way in the deep end where they talking about you better know how to swim. But the plot is for the plot. It don't matter if you did the throw in
I'll I'll
or your
say
knee
this. I'll say this. It's fun. It's I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can say. It's fun at the end of the day, but it's
in.
not good. It's fun, but it's not good for you.
In the long run. And
Yeah,
and that's what I think, right? And that's why I say like in the proverb it says, for through wisdom your days will be many and years will be added to your life. Like when you think about it, right? What are the things that reduce your lifespan? Stress,
for sure.
diseases,
Anxiety
anxiety, cortisol. Cortisol,
and Roman.
uh-huh.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Cortisol comes from stress and anxiety, right? And all those things like equate to hypertension, cancer, so many diabetes, all these different things when you are just stressed, right? Then you have all these different things that impact your body as a result and ultimately diminish like your lifespan. So when you think about like wisdom, I think wisdom, and there's a quote, wisdom is having the know about and the ability to accept the things that you cannot change, right? And
Yeah,
through wisdom, you're able to make better choices. I think you're also able to release control and understand where you don't have a choice to make and it's not really within your control. And through that, there's peace. And when you have that peace, when you have that understanding, you have that added time to your life because you're not stressing out. You're not wearing down your mind, your spirit with all these things that you really are not in control of. And I think that's
gotcha.
another thing that I've learned. Just,
No, I definitely, and just to like piggyback off of that, yeah,
yeah,
you can have the wisdom, like everything that comes with wisdom. People can tell you how to do things, and how to go about things, but if you aren't disciplined enough to take action on the wisdom that you do gain, I don't think you'll be able to like see amplification of your life. So adding discipline to wisdom, I think that's a good marriage to have.
no, I agree. Because I feel like you can know something, but then if you know it, but then don't have the
What
go ahead.
the wherewithal?
Yeah, the wherewithal to actually push through whatever it is that you know you're being called to do, like it amounts to nothing. You know what I mean?
That's where you get that plot twist that you've
Exactly.
been having going on in your life.
Uh-huh. And I've been having a lot of them. You
Uh-huh.
gotta
No,
twist it.
you gotta tighten up on the discipline.
Listen, Drake said it twists and turns. I was having a lot of
Oh,
them.
okay.
Okay, sorry. Can
Yeah,
you
we ain't messing with Drake. We not messing with Drake in
you tell I was a
2025.
Drake fan? I'm so
We not messing with
sorry.
Drake in 2025.
But before we get so caught up in this, because I know we could talk about this forever, right? Before we get caught up in this, we got to go on to our next tradition. And then I'll hand the reins over to you for your in house productions spinoff of our Almost There episode. But our next tradition is the this or that question, right? And so, in the spirit and theme of birthdays, and if y'all could see me right now, this is an audio only episode, but if y'all can see me, I'm clapping in the spirit of today's episode, because we're talking about birthdays, Okay. Section or no section? I have my answer.
For the plot?
No section. No section. No section. No section. Throw them away. Throw the sections away. You know why?
Why?
So, and my friends are actually going to get to know me because I'm not talking about none of y'all. I love y'all. Okay. But no more sections. We go in the sections, me, myself included. We go in the sections and you sit down and you just act cute. You cross your leg, smoke hookah, be looking right. No energy. Just pay $1,200, $1,500 on the cheap end for an expensive seat.
So you're not a stand up on the seat type of girl?
No, see,
Hmm?
Carl, listen, let's get into it.
Hmm?
Because we went to college together. You know how I am.
You're
Okay?
not a grab the bottle type of girl?
No, I am. Ask about
Huh?
me. If Jennifer was here, she'd tell you about my last
Ask,
birthday.
ask about you.
No,
Okay.
actually ask about me. Listen. But I'm leaving those. Listen. We said wiser. More years shall be added to your life. I'm leaving those things behind.
Okay.
You know.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've
Amen.
had too many days where I wake up. There's a trash can on the side of the bed. Can't do that all the time. We're too grown. We're too old for that.
I
You don't
definitely
bounce back
agree.
like you used to.
I
But yeah,
definitely.
yeah, no section because it's an expensive ass seat. Ooh, excuse my language. It's an expensive
Mm.
seat, right? He's working on me. It's an expensive seat, but then also I feel like as an adult now, we're talking about wisdom, right? I'm thinking about where could that $1,500 doesn't even have the 30% gratuity included in it yet, and the bottle service fee included in it yet. Where could that money be? It could be in an investment account. I learned about what's it called? IULs today.
Mm-hmm.
It could be in an IU. For those of you that don't know, that's an index life insurance fund.
Gotcha.
Get that. Grow your funds.
Little
Do
whole life policy.
yes, that.
Facts. Big fact.
Yes. With a good return rate.
Mm.
No variables.
High yield savings account.
You know what I'm saying?
4.5, 5.5,
You know, and what's that?
on average.
What's the name of the high yield thing? It starts with an A.
I'm not sure.
But I know what you're talking about.
You have one.
Yes, that's also who finances my car.
Really? We
Yes.
don't like those people though. So we don't.
Hey, not too much. Not too much. We're not here to
We,
talk about that.
oh,
Anyway, so, yes. What are we talking about? I was going to say finance or no finance. I was like, section or no section.
I'll take no section.
Okay, smart
Yeah,
guy.
I'll take no section. Yeah, I'll take no section. Jar room in Houston. It's definitely been very fun. I definitely had some good times there. Even though I'm not African, it was still a good vibe, a good change of scenery. So I
Hmm.
definitely say no section. Nice little mingle. Get you a little drink at the bar.
What I'm saying?
Yeah, nothing too crazy. People ain't too mad, too uptight. I feel like in the club scenes, people just be too reserved.
Looking angry. I have a question for you though, Carl.
What's up?
Do the men get the sections for the girls or really to have fun with the bros? I want to know.
It depends on the night. I'll say that it depends on the night.
Safe space.
Yeah, safe space. That's what I'm asking for us. Depends on the night though.
So, in other words, for the girls. Anyways, so yeah, I'm glad that we're both on the same page. I don't know. I just feel like sections at this point are just so like it's like you're paying to just be in a side seat, so you don't have to stand. And I think that benefits women because we wear heels, right? But then the
Fact.
bottles, you can get the same bottle at the grocery store. If you're in New Orleans, you can get the bottle at the liquor store
I agree.
anywhere. If you're anywhere else, you can get it at another liquor store, corner store, whatever the case is, right? And pay a tenth of what you're paying. It just doesn't make sense financially. But I think
I
when
mean,
you're young, it's a vibe. Like it's like an experience.
yeah. I mean, everybody want to be seen. That's the whole, really, just the whole gist of it. You know what I'm saying?
Can I
I
tell
wanna,
you?
I wanna, I wanna be the person with the biggest bottle. I wanna have the ace of spade. You know what I'm saying? So
Can I tell
it's a
you?
big flex.
Can I tell you a story
About
before of a really bad decision I made?
what'd you do this time?
You know what, Carl?
What'd you do?
So for the plot, on
Mm-hmm.
my 23rd birthday, and I thought about this because I remember I was in church and we were in a segment talking about whose money is it anyways, and they were saying that money that you had 4 years ago, if used properly, could have sown a seed for today, right? And I
Gotcha.
think about when I turned 23, and that was during the pandemic. Or was it 22? I was either 22. I think I was 22. I turned 22 during the pandemic, and that was the first year my parents allowed me to claim myself.
Mm.
Come on, you
Okay.
already know where I'm about to go with this.
Okay. Come on.
That was also when we was getting them stimmies. You know what I'm saying? So I got my first tax refund check that was just a good situation.
Okay. And I know you didn't blow it at the club. Come on. Don't tell me that. You blew it at the club.
It was like a 5K check, right?
Come on. You
And
all of
I
it?
no, not all of it, but I do.
Half?
Yeah, no facts. And
It's ridiculous.
I think about it now, and I'm like, if I had held, where would that 5K be now? I could have bought Dogecoin
Mm. You
because
could have bought Bitcoin.
that's before it hit.
I think it was probably like at 1,200 around that time.
I could have bought either of those things. And now
Man.
look at me. But it's okay, guys. Another story for another day. But as I said in the beginning of the episode, before I embarrass myself, this is the birthday episode. So I found it fitting to bring on to today's episode someone that I've known for a very long time, who I think has seen me through a lot of seasons. We've known each other since we were 17, 18 years old. We go way back, almost now 10 years. It's been a while.
Definitely has.
College, also mutual family friend who's my cousin. So it's one of those things where it's someone I trust, and I feel like, okay, when I answer these questions and he asks them, I'll be able to provide insights and feedback that he can build off of because you know me like that. You know what I mean? So
Facts.
I'm excited to have you here today, and I guess I'm gonna give you the reins now. Don't get carried away now because you got the mic.
Nah, nah. This is my first time doing this, so I'm a little nervous.
You got it. You got it. It's like a normal conversation. We be on the phone all the time. You be on my head 24/7. Don't act brand new because it's a metaphorical audience here.
No, no, I won't. I got you.
But
So I guess I'll get into it.
it's okay.
So, welcome in. Welcome in. This is in-house presents. Aries season, birthday season for the girlies, and
Yeah,
we got Stacee. Miss Rowland. That's what I call it. It's a nickname for me.
that's crazy.
But yeah, the first question I'll have is, what do birthdays mean to you? Since
Oh,
it is your birthday and it's coming up in about 2 days, 28th.
oh
It's
my
28.
God, yes.
Yeah, it's 2 days. So tell us about it. What does it mean to you?
I feel like to me, a birthday is a new beginning. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been extra about my birthdays. If you know me, to know me is to know that I make a spectacle out of, okay? As soon as I have the ability to make it like a whole weekend, I did. Like, you're gonna go to a brunch, there's gonna be a day event, there's gonna be a dinner, there's all these different things, right? But I think it's an opportunity to really reflect, bring in a new beginning, and then do with people that you love. I find birthdays to be like sacred. I don't
Gotcha.
just have anybody around me. Like, if you're around me on my birthday, it's because I trust you to occupy that space. I think the worst thing that you can do is have someone around you on your birthday that does not have pure intentions towards you. Because I think
Gotcha.
a birthday is like a new year, right? It's your own personal new year. And how you start it, the energy that you bring into it, the mentality that you exhibit on that day, I think can be and is almost, quite frankly, an accurate reflection of how the rest of your year might look. And if you
Fact.
have the right people around you, it could go very well. If you have the wrong people around you, I think that mindset trickles into like actions that snowball throughout the remainder of that 25, 26, 27, whatever the case may be. So ultimately, I feel like for me, birthdays are just like my own personal new year, like an
Gotcha.
opportunity for me to start fresh and, you know,
Gotcha.
things
Any
right.
any fireworks, Miss New Year?
What do you mean, any fireworks?
Any fireworks? Any fireworks going off? You got to celebrate big. So are you? We talked about
LOL.
this. We talked about the sections. You do what you
No, no,
is you
no,
doing
no
something?
clubs, no
No
clubs,
club.
no
Okay.
clubs.
Okay.
It's giving dinner. It's giving,
Okay.
let's go outside and go to like a not like a club, but what I love about DC, right, is that you can find a rooftop anywhere with a bomb DJ and vibe.
Okay.
And it's no
Okay.
section, standing, dancing like Jaya Room.
Mm.
Similar to those vibes, not all Afro beats, but like similar to that type of energy. We're
Fact.
also, because this is the thing, let's talk about it, right? It's not everyday birthday dinner. You people want to sit down and do birthday dinner, and birthday dinner is to death. Everyday steak, everyday lobster. It's not all the time. You know what I mean? Sometimes have fun and enjoy yourself. So part of my birthday festivities, we're doing an arcade battle. It's
Mm.
yes,
That's smooth.
yes. It's an interactive experience. It's a group of like 10 of us. And essentially, we're competing in groups against each other. We're going to have like trivia questions. It's at an actual event space. Trivia questions, physical competitions. And then ultimately, there's like a team that wins. But it's like, just to remember, like, you don't always have to take life so serious. You know?
Gotcha. Now that makes sense.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. So so for this next question, I'll say, so what was the year 25 like for you? Kind of like just give us an in-depth look. Like I know for me specifically, like I turned 26 this year, so it's kind of it's kind of last year. I feel like we've accumulated a certain amount of like wisdom, knowledge, experience throughout these years, like post graduation, to the point where it's just like, okay, we have the tools that we need to actually like push the initiative. And now it's like a big puzzle piece that we're trying to put together at this point, and push forward to the 30s and 40s and so forth and so forth. So I feel like for me now at the age of 26, it's just like finding those pieces and mapping them out together. So for you at the age of 25, last year, like how do you feel? Like where are you going? Where are you headed?
Um, in terms of like age 25 and how do I feel?
Yeah.
I feel like
What was it like for you?
25 was a year. It was rough
Okay.
in a lot of ways, but I feel like I needed it. I feel like I've had hard times before, but I don't think anything would have like prepared me for what I dealt with like this past year. I say that to say, like, how do I explain this? I feel like it was a year where I had to like get it together. Like there was a lot of self-reflection. It was a lot of going to go talk to the lady. There was a lot of talking to the lady, being my therapist, and really just looking at myself. I realized that there were a lot of areas of me that needed improvement. And
Got
I went in with the mindset this year, starting this year, I mean January, that I was not going to enter 26 that same person. And
got you.
part of that's like reflected in the podcast, right? So a big thing for me was confidence. And what does confidence look like? How do you embody that? Because I think as women, a lot of the things that we want to achieve and that we're like looking for, we don't realize we cannot inherit slash like walk into because we don't have the confidence to we don't have enough confidence to exist in those areas, whether it's like relationships, like that job, that room, whatever it is, right? And I noticed about myself in that 25 year, there were different things about me that I didn't like because I had moved to a new city. I didn't know anyone. And I was existing in spaces that I was not familiar with. And I lacked confidence. This is just transparency moment. I lacked confidence. And I felt like I was just a shell of myself in a way where I was not happy about who I was. And I was determined to do the work in that time to not be that person anymore. And so I feel like, long story short, 25 was really about going through some stuff that was horrible, losing my job, moving across country when I did not want to move, being in a new job where I was like berated, like underpaid, just really,
Really?
yeah, like the job that I took immediately when I moved out here, and just really undervalued to the point where I had like an anxiety attack. Like so many different things happened last year where I feel like it showed me the things that I no longer want to tolerate. And so 25 was about learning the things that I don't like. Then once I learned it and having that wisdom, right? We talked about that. working on them because I don't want to live in that space anymore. You're not a tree you can get up and move anywhere. And I no longer wanted to live in those spaces. So I decided I'm going to get up out of that and I'm going to figure it out. And these last 3 months before the month of March were about figuring it out. Going to the gym so I can have confidence in myself.
Gotcha.
Lost 20 pounds, got a new job. I'm at peace. Found friends that I feel like align with who I am spiritually. And so now I'm not only surrounding myself at work with people that I can mentally like align with, but on a day-to-day basis, iron sharpens iron. So now I'm around people that are building me up daily. And that's what you need when you want to evolve, right? And so yeah, 25 for me was about growth, but suffering before the growth, 100%. A lot of suffering.
So give me 2 things you learned.
I learned that in 25, I learned that I didn't like myself
Okay.
at all. Like it was a hard pill to swallow. I learned that I could not exist in rooms. Like I felt so uncomfortable. It was the craziest feeling. Like to really realize I had social anxiety was like a crazy thing to think about. And then when I tell people, like when y'all like, you know me, right? And so
Yeah.
like hearing that from me is crazy.
Yeah, it is. So wait 1 second. Was it imposter syndrome that you were dealing with,
Mhm.
or?
It was social anxiety. Like I think so. I was overthinking interactions before they would even occur. Like, how am I going to talk to this person? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Because you're in a space where you don't know no one. So it's about how do I make the right impression? But when you're trying to make the right impression, you fixate on what the you fixate on what is the right impression. And that is what consumes your thoughts. And I lived in that space, and I think it really like hit a peak for me in December when I had a whole breakdown. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to live in this no more. And I realized though that the social anxiety wasn't because I was in uncomfortable environments, it's because I was uncomfortable with myself.
Mm,
And
okay.
so that's one thing that I learned. And then I think the second thing that I learned was that God is good. I feel like the blessings that I received in this year of my life, and I'm very big on holding your testimonies for those that deserve them. So you know what I've gone through slash what has changed in my life, Carl. And yes, this is my podcast and it's an open forum, but I think it's important to hold certain things to yourself because like, yes, God gave those things to you, but you know, not everyone needs to know your,
You're right. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not going to go too into depth, but God is good. And
For sure.
there's a lot of things that I realize like over time that you don't need to worry about. You don't need to stress about. God will fight the battle for you. He will do things for you. He will position you where you need to be positioned. You don't have to manipulate the situation. You don't have to fake the funk. You don't have to front and be someone that you're not. Where you are, if you're meant to be there, God will make it happen.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nah, and I really love that. Like, I love the fact that you've, taken the time to acknowledge some of the things that you needed to work on and identify them
Yeah.
enough to actually implement change for the next phase of your life or the next year of your life.
Yeah.
It's definitely big. I'll be with you this year. I'm pretty sure your friends will be with you this year to hold you accountable for those things.
Thank you.
Yeah. On the up and up though,
Mm-hmm.
what are 2 moments of last year that was just like great, like euphoric?
2 moments of last year that were euphoric
Mm-hmm.
of 25.
Mm-hmm.
I started a podcast.
Okay. Okay.
Me? Uh,
Yeah. Who'd ever thought?
who would have thought?
Would
But
ever
I can talk. You know what I'm saying? I've been told that I'm a little chatty.
the chatty patty?
A little bit. The people out
Okay.
here, they be, I don't know what the folks out here in the East Coast, they have like a different term for it. But long story short, I can talk, you know.
Okay.
So I started a podcast. You know, I think my voice is very podcast friendly, so it all makes sense. If you ask me, I'm flipping my hair right now. Y'all can't see me, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think that was one big thing for me, and I think the second like positive moment for me was what was the second positive moment in this? There was a lot of like not so good. So
I'm gonna need you to find one more.
Yeah, no, and there's
I
so
need you
many
to
good,
find one more.
and that's the thing, right? Like I feel like we have so many issues that we have a hard time acknowledging the good, and good can be just waking up and breathing. You know what I mean? But I think the second good thing that happened for me, I got a new job,
Okay,
and the job that I got, it allowed me to check off a couple of boxes that I said before I turn 26 I want to hit.
gotcha.
And it's funny. You know what? I'm gonna pick up something real quick.
Okay,
When we started the new year, I held a prayer jar meeting. And I actually
okay.
haven't opened it
Oh,
since I haven't opened it since that conversation.
okay,
And it's crazy to think that you can create a jar that has like vague like wishes and desires, and
facts.
God will create, wow. Okay.
I was about to say you can create a little mood board or anything like that.
I made a prayer jar.
Prayer jar.
Yeah. And you can like have on that list one little thing that you want. And so what it says is this: Dear Lord, I pray for financial freedom and stability. I rebuke the spirit of debt, unwise financial decisions, and declare that I will be financially free by the end of this year.
Gotcha.
And it's crazy how God can hear a prayer and create what exactly you need, and you don't even know that you need it yet. And He brought the job for me. And
Okay.
so this was before that. So I think it's crazy. But yeah,
All right, that's good. I'm glad you accomplished those things for
thank
sure.
you.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
It is.
So for those that are listening,
Yeah.
not sure when we dropping it. Hopefully it's on your birthday. But
Okay.
for those that are listening,
Yes.
what is on your birthday wish list?
Mm.
What do you want somebody to get you?
Oh, money.
Money. Okay. Okay.
Money. Money.
Does it matter the amount?
LOL. No, it doesn't matter the amount. I think
It don't matter the amount.
it's more than I had before I got it.
It's more
So,
than
you know what I mean? So, no,
okay.
it don't matter the amount, but LOL, I'm kidding. Money.
Money.
Money for sure.
Okay.
I love food. Okay.
Food. Okay. So gift cards.
Yeah, gift cards work.
Gift
Like,
cards. Okay.
and gift
Okay.
cards work. I'm not like a dessert heavy person, but if you're like, I want to get you a gift card to like Cheesecake Factory, I'll take that.
Anything in DC that's different from me. A lot of your listeners are from Texas, so
Ooh, lardente. I love Italian food, and they have a lasagna that's like 10 out of 10.
okay. Okay. Make sure y'all clock that. Make sure y'all
Yes,
clock that.
clock that, clock it, clock it, clock it. Listen, and if you don't watch any of the episode, just skip to 34 minutes and 52 seconds. Skip to this point right here. Lardente. Actually, I'm gonna tag Lardente.
Okay.
Lardente.
Okay.
I like lasagna. It's my birthday. I love your restaurant.
Okay.
But yeah, food, money, and I like to work out. So if you want to get me like a gift certificate to like a workout studio, hey, I'm here for it.
What about some Lulu?
No, we don't do Lulu.
You don't Lulu? I
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah, but we're not gonna say that because I don't want to do brand slander and get,
Okay.
you know what I
Okay.
mean?
I got you. Okay. My bad.
But it's cute. I got a little lemon fanny pack. It's all right.
Are people doing aloe?
Aloe.
Yeah.
What's
I think
aloe?
is that ALO? Is that how you pronounce it?
What is ALO?
It's like a little I don't know, it's kinda like Skims, but for not explicit, not as explicit or as tight fitting.
I mean, I don't know, but hey, I'm open to anything. I'm a
Okay.
very like simple person to please. I even like flowers.
Gotcha. Okay, that's nice. What flower do you like? Roses?
I like roses. I like the it's like a so Trader Joe's has them. But they're
Okay.
like a burnt orangish red rose. I don't know how they came out that color,
Okay. All right.
but they're beautiful.
All right, well, I'm pretty sure one of the listeners will be able to get you something this year.
Carl. Anyway,
I don't know if you got anything last year, but I'm pretty sure one of the listeners will be able to get you
yeah,
something.
no, my co-host didn't give me anything last year, but I know his
Okay. Attentions are pure this year.
very, very. It's okay. I charge it to your head and not to your heart. It's all right.
Gotcha. All right, last question.
Yes, sir.
This is gonna be like something funny. Nothing too depressing. Nothing down. No downers.
Okay.
What's your like biggest regret? But it has to be like a funny story, like just like how you were saying that. It's for the plot.
Okay.
You gotta give it. Yeah, you gotta make something thick. Make something thick.
My biggest regret of 25. Okay. So 25, like I said, I lost my job
Gotcha.
and I lost it during the summertime, right?
Gotcha.
And an idle mind is not a good, it's just not good. And I think my biggest regret of 25 was I had too much free time on my hands for about a 3-month period.
Okay. What'd you do with that free time?
I became a regular, and I hate being a regular.
Mm,
I became a regular at a
okay.
at a spot I like to call Sugar.
Okay. Okay. Was this before White Boy Chris?
No,
Was this?
this was during his stints. Yeah, I
Okay.
was there every
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay. That's straight good vibes.
You know what I'm saying?
So what's wrong? What's wrong with that though? Why you regretting that?
Because every Thursday, Carl.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay. I kind of
Like
I see what you putting down.
I was living for it. You know what I'm
You
saying?
was living for it. Okay. For the people. For the people.
For
For the
the,
people in the back.
you know what I'm saying? And I regret it because not because I didn't enjoy my time. I regret it because when you're just like not in the best place, you like run away.
Yeah.
And I think that was me running. But then what I ran to, I was outside. And I just regret being outside because how can you not have a job but then be outside? Make it make sense.
Yeah. It don't work like
You
that.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
biggest regret.
Yeah.
Enjoyed my time, but like for sure, definitely feel like I could have played that season of my life a lot better.
Gotcha.
But like I said, I was a for the plot girly. Now I'm a for the peace girl.
Okay. We
You
for the
know,
peace.
for the
You
peace,
know. We for the peace.
100%.
Well, that's pretty much all the questions
You
I
did
have.
good.
I appreciate you. This is like I said, I was a little nervous at the beginning, but
Yeah, you did good.
yeah, we got a little flow in.
You got to sign out though before I take over. You got to sign
I'm
out from
about
this.
to. I'm about to. I'm about to. You ain't give me a chance. You know,
Sorry,
you
Smith.
take it. But yeah, we have Miss Stacey. Her birthday's in 2 days. March 28th. I'll get her a gift.
Who's calling
Make
my
sure y'all,
phone?
come into the story and include some wisdom in y'all life and take initiative to make that change.
Is this
I am out. In-house presents Aries Girlies, Aries season for the girlies.
for the
And I'm out.
girlies? And for the girlies, I'm the girly that we mentioned. Yes, it's me. But yes, guys. Who's calling my phone? Is it Stacy? Listen, Drake messed up coming out with that song because boy,
Yeah, we about to eat it up. It's
I'm
never
about to
gonna
do
end
that. Let me tell
until
you.
you're 75. It's gonna be Stacey.
So
It's
fun
crazy
fact,
work.
guys, my group chat for my birthday in DC is actually is a Stacy. That's the name of our group chat for the birthday weekend. Yeah, I'm taking it too far. I know, but it's okay. So you only get one birthday. What can I say? But before we wrap up, I do want to take some time to thank Carl for hopping on and interviewing me, and I really appreciate you.
Of course, it was.
And then also just no, you did really good. I think we might have to bring Carl back some more, guys. So we gonna talk about that.
I'm open.
He doesn't know yet. You said what?
I said I'm open to it.
You know, Carl doesn't know yet, but I already signed him up. Whether or not he's open to it, don't matter. He's already here. So yeah, we gonna have some more in house, almost there. Collaboration. But before we sign off, definitely just want to bring us back to what we talked about in the beginning. Definitely can be a vibe, right? It's the section, it's the club, the gifts, the vibes, like all these fun things. But I think at the root of that, it's extremely important to remember what a birthday really is about. You know, there's so many people that aren't able to walk into that next year of life. And no matter what you believe in, you were able through a blessing and grace to walk into that next year. And it's not something to take for granted. And so I think when you have that opportunity to go from 25 to 26, 26 to 27, whatever the case is, right? It's not something to take for granted. And you learn from those lessons, you learn from those setbacks, those times in the club when you should have been at home, those times when you was doing things with a plot, them times when you was with that boy you should have not been with. You know what I'm saying? The time
Help a Lord.
when you was with that girl you shouldn't have been with. All those things, right? You take that time and you learn, you reflect, and you do better. Because I think it's a shame to go year after year after year and be the same person, you know?
I think that's insanity.
It is insanity. And I feel like one thing I can say, I don't need someone to tell me for me to know that I've changed and that I've grown. I feel it. And I feel like it's one of those things where you should be able to feel it, you know? And so I just hope that for everyone who's celebrating a birthday and who's gone through a birthday, that they feel it, that they look at themselves in the mirror and they feel like that improvement. But thank you guys for tuning in to the Almost There / in-house production crossover episode of Aries
For the
Girlies.
girlies, you
Yes.
know.
For the girlies, Aries season. It's my birthday. Yeah. You want to buy me something?
Big facts. Make sure you turn up. She turned up.
You want to send me something? Send me something. Drop the cash app. Drop the cash app. Dollar sign. Dollar sign.
Zell,
Dollar sign.
BOA, Chase.
No bad. Tell me. I'm not putting my phone number out because some of y'all might be crazy, but
Nah, don't do that.
have
Don't do
my
that.
phone number.
QR code.
You know what I'm
QR
saying?
code.
No bad. If it's real, I can send you the QR code if you really want to do it. Who am I to deny you? That's wrong. No, for real. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Almost There with me, your girl, your host, Stacee Rowland. It's my birthday. We're turning up. Love that for me. March Madness all day, every day. Love you. Bye.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you for joining us for this week's episode. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next week, remember, you're almost there.